Hi, Coach Vogel here, and along with Coach Peterson and Coach Alvarez, today we're going to talk to you about nutrition. And when you think about nutrition for fitness and health and sports, you think about four things. And all four of those things are connected together. If one of them is a little bit weaker than the other one, then your whole body won't get the maximum growth that you'd like it to have. And the four things I like to think of them about is you water your body, you feed your body, you exercise your body, and you rest your body. And today, we're going to talk about watering your body or drinking in hydration and feeding your body the types of foods that you need to have to help your body become stronger. And today, I'm going to focus in on sugars and fats. And when you think about sugars and fats, you always have a negative thought that comes to your mind. And that's good, but it's not the truth. Your body takes everything you eat and makes it into sugar. It makes it into a simple sugar or a complex sugar, and they're called carbohydrates. Now, when you think about simple sugars, those are the sugars that you don't want to eat a lot of. They're not bad, you just don't want to eat a lot of them. Those sugars would be like the sugar you get from a candy bar, or the sugar that you get from a soft drink or a soda. And one of the things that happens is that we don't think about very often are the sugars that we get from our cereal and breakfast. And those sugars you only want to have a little bit. The kind of sugars you really want to focus on would be the sugars that you get from fruits and that you get from vegetables. And I have a potato here, and that's a vegetable. I think they call it vegetable, but we'll call it a vegetable today anyhow. Now these are called complex carbohydrates. And these are the ones that are the primary energy source for your body. For when you exercise, or for when you're in your classroom and you're thinking, they're the energy for your brain also. So these are the kind of foods you want to have. Fruits and vegetables every day, and once in a while, these fun little foods, they're not bad, they're just foods you want to have only occasionally or once in a while. But you need to have sugars because they are the source of energy for your body. And when you think about fitness and exercise, and you think about sugar, you want to not think about sugar, you want to think about carbohydrates. So one of the key things you want to take from today's lesson from me is knowing that sugars and carbohydrates are the same thing when you think about exercise. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about was fats. And eating fat, your body, just like it needs sugar, it also needs fat. Especially a growing body, fat is really important for your brain development. And there is no bad fat. There is just some fat that you want to eat all the time and some fat you don't want to eat very much. Just like we have the simple sugars that you don't want to eat a lot and the complex carbohydrates or sugars that you want to eat all the time. Now the kind of fats you want to eat all the time, and when you think about that, you kind of more or less probably think about hamburgers and steaks and chicken and pork. The meat that you eat is mostly where you get most of your fat. And you want to think about and fast food or hamburgers like McDonald's. It's okay to go and have McDonald's or to go have hamburgers. It's okay to go to McDonald's and have high-fat French fries. But you just don't want to do it a lot. And when you go, you want to try to have smaller portions. Let's just, for instance, think about a McDonald's hamburger has probably this much fat in it. This is what ground beef, the amount of fat, the yellow in the test tube is the amount of fat in a McDonald's hamburger. Now, if you were to have, this is the one, that was the wrong one. This is the one for the fat in the hamburger. This is the one would be if you go to McDonald's and you have a chicken sandwich. So chicken has a whole lot less fat. Or when you're cooking at home with your mom and dad, instead of cooking ground beef for a burger, you could cook turkey, which has about the same amount of fat as this chicken does. So there are ways that you can eat meat and have less of the bad fat or the not so good fat than you would if you just ate red meat all the time. The other thing you want to think about is when you have a fried food like French fries or fried food like potato chips. Potato chips are basically fried potatoes. Now, if you can, when you're having a burger at home, what I like to do is instead of having French fries when I make a burger at home, I can make a turkey burger and then have a baked potato. Here's the amount of fat in French fries, and here's the amount of fat in a baked potato, 0. And the amount of fat in potato chips would be real similar to the amount of fat that you get in French fries. So you can make simple substitutions and get the no-fat potato and the low-fat burger versus the high-fat burger and the high-fat potato to help you get the right amount of fat in your diet. But what you want to remember is, no matter what you put in your body to eat and fuel it, your body takes it all and makes it into a sugar, and then it can use that sugar to fuel itself. So no matter what you eat, it turns it into a sugar. So in wrapping things up, you want to remember that sugars are carbohydrates, and we have the really good sugars, which are our fruits and vegetables, and we have the not so good sugars, which are the simple sugars, and they are the candy and the soda and the sugars in cereal or in lots of other little things that you eat that have sugars. And you want to remember that there's kind of a good fat and a not so good fat, and the good fat is like the white meats, the chickens, the pork, the turkey, and the kind of the occasional, where the kind of not so good fat comes in burgers and steaks and the red meat. And then wrapping it all up, that's what you want to remember, that there's no such thing as good food or bad food. There's just some food that you want to eat all the time, and some food that you want to eat occasionally. And for today's exit ticket, you're going to have a question that talks about French fries versus baked potatoes. And the question is going to kind of sort of, which one is the kind that you would want to eat all the time? Would you want to be eating the French fries, or would you want to be eating the potato? All right, that's it. Coach Vogel, see you later.